Hey everyone, it's your girl Cosmix Wonderland, and today's video is the end of Alice, Is That You? Part 5, the last video I'm going to be putting out. We are going to finally get the conclusion of what is going on with the ring finger murders. Who really is Alice? Can they put her to rest? Will Donald survive? All of these questions we have hopefully will get answered when we finish the story. So if you want to see how Alice, Is That You ends, stay tuned because here we go. It's Peter. My pursuit of Alice continues, but unsuccessfully. Be especially vigilant now. We sense something is about to happen. I will continue to watch. Meredith is not just connected to Peter. She is his eyes. What are you talking about? We had dinner and she keeps describing her weird dreams. Peter is always telling her to keep watching. The same thing he says in our texts. He's tracking us through her. Just coincidence. There's more. I snuck a look at her phone. Peter's last text was on it. She's sending his messages. Sherlock Holmes. Does she realize what she's doing? Vaguely. Much happens while she sleeps. As if she is working for him in a hypnotic state. I tried to explain what is going on, but it's a lot to comprehend. I wonder if she really loves you, or is just following orders. Honestly, I don't care. Either way, she's an angel, and I've been an asshole. The last thing I want is to hurt her. The time has come to reveal my plan. My patience is worn thin, Antron. I am tired of running from Peter. The two fools who joined me are useless. This better work or I will take my wrath out on you. Have faith. Claudio has all but neutralized Peter and the others. Don't lie to me. We have exhumed the bodies of all of your victims. They are in our possession. For what purpose? The ancient Egypts appointed the bodies of their beloved dead with embalming oil and wrapped them tightly in cloths. The oil was a mixture of frankincense and myrrh. I don't know what that is. Known for their protective and healing powers, thus their significance in the gift of the Magi. Other cultures used similar means to care for their dead. The Mayans, Phaeacians, Cambodians. This method was used not only to preserve, but also to put the spirits to rest, rendering them powerless. We are borrowing from the Egyptians. You are doing this to all of my enemies? All 6 of them have been anointed with frankincense/myrrh and wrapped up like Christmas packages, but now each is enjoying an everlasting sleep. You are unencumbered at last. What about my body? What keeps this from happening to me? Excellent question. We plan to dig you up too, but move you to a secret place for safekeeping. And Donald, we are arranging for a reunion tomorrow night, under the pretext of resolving the case, which is partially true. After tomorrow, he will no longer have a problem. The only reason I trust you is that you are more evil than I could ever be. High praise! It is done. We have Alice's body. She is with the others in storage. The others have been properly prepared to your instructions. This is all very unsettling. No guts, no glory. Easy for you to say, up there in your safe retreat, but I am joining you tomorrow. You are coming to Libera? I wouldn't miss this for the world. I am the videographer. Oh, videographer. Are you sure we can handle her? One thing I didn't mention to Alice, at the final showdown, we are adding one additional step. We won't have to worry about Alice again. Donald, I need you. What's wrong? Another dream, but different. Peter acted very strangely. Complained of having no energy. Told me not to abandon you. And then he was gone. Something's not right. What do we do? You do nothing. Stay put. I'll get back to you. Please be careful. For me, this is Donald Alston. Yes, Donald, is Sandy okay? He's fine, but I want to talk to you myself. I know Sandy is prickly and protective. He's always been that way. I thought Sandy was his sister this whole time. Turns out it's not. It's his brother. Okay, anyways. And he's the younger brother. Understood. He's also the cautious one. Peter has had more contact with us than we let on. He has used a girl whom I know to monitor us. How? He comes to her in her dreams. She is the one sending the text messages. Why didn't you tell us before? We didn't completely trust you, but I feel I have to tell you. I'm glad you did. Another thing, something has happened to Peter. How do you know? In the last dream, he disappeared. He is our best hope against Alice. If he is somewhere compromised, that's why I come to you now. Very wise. I believe we need to try to reach Peter. Form a union to support him before it's too late. We'll set a seance immediately tonight if possible. Where and when? Someplace familiar to Peter, perhaps the old hotel. Aren't we taking a chance Alice might show up too? Not likely if he is there. I'll have to trust you on that. Bring several people, your brother, Jeannie, the girl. The better to form a strong circle. Arrive just before midnight, the witching hour. I can't believe you went to Igor behind my back. I knew you wouldn't agree. And you told him about Meredith and our lack of trust? Did you mention when you lost your virginity too? You. It's my life we're talking about. I don't see that we have any other option. What time is the party? Around midnight, Mission Hotel. I'll bring the dessert and the cop. Everything fell neatly into place. I never had it so good. Excellent work. I should be arriving around 10. Plenty of time for us to set up the stage. Are you certain no one will be harmed? There are never guarantees in our line of work, but as long as everyone does their job, you promised there would be no casualties. You never did have the stomach. How can you be so calm? How many of your men will be there tonight? Only 3 volunteered, but the best of the bunch. The blade and torch have been assigned to the 2 strongest. And Alice's body? I am attending to her myself with the others. You see, nothing to be concerned about. As long as everyone knows their role and follows the script, timing is everything. You act like this is play. But it is, Claudio, and I am the director. The only performance of The Last Alice. Dad, do I have to remind you? You are 88 years old. And a heart attack less than a year ago. Monku, just like your mother. I can't believe you said that. You're right, I'm sorry. But I'm still going. Like every other time, there's nothing I can do. Chasing ghosts like Bill Murray. I prefer gangbangers in the old days. I got back up. Stop worrying so much. You're right, just like Mom. I'll call you in the morning. You will call as soon as you get home. Whatever time that is. AA, Sergeant. Take care, Papa. 5 hours later, 3 a.m. the next morning. Gail, are you up? Thank God, Dad. I've been worried sick. Did you just get home? I'm not home. I'm at a community hospital. Community hospital? Are you okay? I'm fine, but... What? 4 people died tonight. Sandy has a concussion. Dear God, I'm texting you everything that went down. First, to get it out before I forget. Second, to have you as backup for my official report. Go ahead, Dad. 11:40, arrive at Mission Hotel. Joined by Sandy, Donald, Antran, Claudio, Meredith, Cox. Antran, the guy with ALS in Santa Rosita? Yes. He made the trip with his high-tech chair. Also, 3 other large men standing by, described as his attendants. 3? Seemed funny to me, too. 11:56 p.m. 5 of us sit around a candlelit table in the old dining room. I count 6 of you, not including attendants. Antran is not in the circle. You'll soon understand. Midnight. We are told to hold hands. Claudio, as medium, began a call to the dead. Moments go by, nothing stirred. Suddenly, a wind blast blew open doors behind us. Meredith screamed, "Look!" Oh my God, this is intense. A hideous Alice Barrett entered ominously. No Peter? I don't think he was ever part of the plan. Antran had a camera and filmed her entrance, as if she were a demonic Norma Desmond. The bastard crackled with delight. Has he lost his mind? He knew exactly what he was doing. As she approached, Antran yelled, "Now!" Claudio and one of the goons uncovered a withered corpse. The others pulled out a machete and propane torch. WTF? Alice sees the goons and goes for them. She took the machete and sliced one of them in half. The other two took off like bats out of hell. Where's Claudio? Probably passed out. Then she went for Antran. She says their reunion in hell is sooner than he thinks. With unhuman strength, she lifted him by the neck and twisted his head off. His face had an almost comical death stare. This is unbelievable. It's not over. Looking at Donald, she said, "Darling, you didn't say Alice. Is that you?" Donald replied, "F you." She told him he'll watch his whore die first. Donald yelled, "No!" Sandy and I rushed her, and she struck Meredith so hard her neck broke. The poor kid died instantly. What about you and Sandy? The monster grabbed us and threw us against the bar. Sandy was knocked out, and I wasn't far behind. Donald? He looked at me on the floor. "Tell Sandy I love him," he said. As I passed out, I saw him walk toward Alice. The last thing I heard was, "Make it quick, you f***." Okay, mother. What were you and your fat friend trying to pull? A good man has died. Can't you show some respect? Listen, you little asswipe. I lost a friend, too. And a poor girl who was barely 21. Will never see 22. No one was supposed to die. Was this all Antron's plan? Can't we do this another time? For God's sakes, I'm still recovering. Sure, I'll come see you. And we do this. Mano a mano. Okay. Yes, it was his plan. His ultimate moment to regain his stature and give his critics the middle finger. So he set up our little square dance. Alice makes her grand entrance for his camera, and he has his proof of an honest-to-God spook. Claim back his faculty position, best-selling book, guest spot on Ellen. That's the gist of it. And Donald was his bait. Real nice. I said we didn't want him to die. Oh my God, did Donald die? We planned to send her to the eternal abyss before she could do any harm. How was that supposed to go? By following old Egyptian burial rituals. The bodies of Peter and the ring finger victims were wrapped with holy oil to ensure an eternity of peaceful rest. This also gets them out of the way, correct? Alice is a different story, also correct. Enemies of the Pharaoh were punished by having their head and extremities removed, then cremated until only ash remained. This sent their soul to the abyss, from which there is no escape. Explains the machete and the blowtorch, an Alice barbecue, and one-way pass to Inferno. Only your timing kinda got fucked up. Courtesy of Alice, things always look better on paper. So what happened to Alice's body? I assume she has it. To protect it. The only way to stop her is to find that body. Why bother? She got what she wanted. We won't see her again. Don't count on it. I was a cop longer than you've been alive. Never leave unfinished business when there's a job to do. I'm gonna drop out of school. What are you talking about? Donnie was the last family I had left. Initially, I went to grad school to appease my folks. Then I thought about a respectable career to support my brother. What's the point now? What do you plan to do? I heard being a cop pays pretty good, LOL. At least you can laugh a little. If I couldn't laugh, I might as well just... I always said you'd make a good officer. Seriously, it's not in my blood, not like you. You're probably on some investigation tonight. How do you know? Wanna come? Going carcass hunting. Rain check. You sure? I got all the best equipment, thanks to Claudio. EMF meter, infrared thermometer, the works. Let me know how it goes. Sandy, I think I hit pay dirt. What do you mean? I know where Alice is hiding her body. How do you figure? I followed Alice's usual rounds, again, but with the ghost hunting gear. Every stop had similar readings except for one. Elevated electromagnetic field, temperature dip of 11 degrees. Probably where she hangs the most, leaving behind her ectoplasm. Where? The bell tower. Me. I'm out now. Let me process. I'll call you later. 2 hours later. Jeannie, it's game time. What? Let's get the right where she lives. We can meet tomorrow, make our game plan. Her ass is ours. What got into you? I got inspired by something I encountered on my walk. What did you encounter, Donnie? Donald's ghost? Yeah. I went by a park near the old house, on the court where we played as kids. A voice I hadn't heard in years. Game of horse? Donald? Yeah, except Donnie, as he was then, as a teenager. He said, I'll dust your butt. He always told me that, and he always did. He was the best big brother a kid could ask for, but along the way, things flipped. He got the bad breaks, and I got the good. Mom and Dad died, so he gave up school to support us. I got the scholarship, he was minimum wage, I became the big brother. But on that court tonight, he said, we're going to do this, Sandy. We're going to send her back to hell. You and Jeannie take care of business on your side. I'll take care of her on mine. Now we're talking. The body must be somewhere in the tower. The question is where? I've been up and down that place. There's no hiding place I can find. Are there any dark, cold areas? Places a spider would conceal her eggs? Elevator, stairs, Carillon room? Viewing platform? Nothing fits that description. How about a basement? Below the foundation? I don't know, but if there is one, you may have just saved your hide. According to the blueprints, there is a subterranean storage room, usually used mostly for organ parts, sheet music, etc., and now a vile corpse. It's going to be pretty tight in there. We gotta be careful swinging a blade. What do you mean? I'm going Texas Chainsaw on her ass. Classy. You know how to use one of those things? Got a gas-powered lumberjack special. Been practicing in an old orange grove. Call me Ash Williams. Good. And what about the explosives department? I'm rigged to fuel bombs. One as a backup, right out of my army training. Like Meltov cocktails, with a few of my own touches for last burn and containment. Not much time to exit after ignition. Hope Donald can hold her off long enough. He's keeping watch at the tower. In his words, he replaced Peter at left tackle. That covers everything. Seems like we're prepared for tomorrow. Don't fool yourself. She's expecting us, as we're not going to a church social. Hello, Gail. This is Claudio Fenwick. Can you contact your father for me? Hi, Claudio. What is this about? I have a message for your father for tonight. Okay, what's tonight? I forgot to say that the body parts must be totally severed before burning. Leaving any limbs out will not do the job. What are you talking about? The body of Alice. Oh my God, he's going back to face her tonight? At the bell tower. You didn't know? No! Can you go there to stop him? Impossible. I'm back in Santa Rosita. Dad, you bastard. All right, it's the last episode. Hello, this is Officer Roy Alesso of the La Ribera Police Department. Are you Gail Knox? This is Gail. This is about my father? Yes, ma'am. Is he okay? He's fine, thank God. Detective Awashi is here at the precinct house. He asked that I call you to pick him up. Why is he at the station? To answer questions about the fire at the bell tower tonight? We picked him up there. I'm at the tower now looking for him. But there's only a crew cleaning up. I can't tell you how relieved I am. Can I talk to him? Afraid he's not very responsive. He has this funny grin and he keeps repeating marvelous, marvelous. Does he have a drinking issue? I'll be right down. Sandy texts Gail an hour later. Hi, Gail. Did your dad fill you in? Only that it was the greatest bust of his life. Then he fell asleep. I don't know what's keeping me up besides adrenaline. What the hell happened? We did it! We knocked out the at the tower? Yes, it's where she was hiding her body. What? It's a long story. Something about chopping and incinerating? Yes, How did you know? Your friend Claudio called. I need details. Your dad and I were on a corpse finding detail. We broke into the basement around 10. We found a storage cabinet big enough to conceal a body. Inside was Alice's dried up remains. Oh God! As I was revving up my saw, I was suddenly knocked over. Alice's ghostly form was hovering over me. Your dad went for the saw, but she propelled it across the room. She started to laugh, a horrifying bellow. The saw started to chase your dad, backing him into a corner. As it drew nearer, he cried out, but before it sliced him, something pushed him clear. There was another presence in the room, Donnie. His spirit stood between us and her. Get ready, he said. I'll take care of her. You don't have a chance, she cried. I'm too strong for you. Johnny looked at me smiling. He told me to give him my phone, and I did. Remember this, Alice? Donnie held up the screen to her. Amazingly, she became quiet, almost hypnotized. I heard a woman's voice. Oh, Scotty, you love me now. Keep me safe. Alice repeated the line, oh, Scotty. Just enough time for me to grab the saw and cut off the body's head. Her ghost was gurgling, struggling for breath, eyes agape. Finish the job, yelled Donnie. I lopped off the arm and legs, and then your dad's turn. He dropped his bomb. The body went up like a Roman candle. Her spirit blew up before her eyes. We got the hell out just before the place went up in flames. What did Donald show her? The ending of Alice's favorite movie, The Death of Judy in Vertigo. Rise and shine! What time is it? 9:45 a.m. Not bad. Sunday the 4th. I slept for 2 days? You deserved it. What's the world like these days? Just peachy. No one says peachy anymore. Sorry. Everything is back to normal. No charges being filed in the Tower file. Lack of evidence. Claudio had all the bodies restored to their graves, except for one, that is. Most importantly, no trace of Alice. Ectoplasm readings are now zilch. I can guarantee that one. Donnie confirmed. She is definitely on permanent leave in the abyss. You heard from him? Yeah, we talked a lot while I was sleeping. Best dream I ever had. How is he? At peace. He's with Meredith. Together they're on a search for Mom and Dad. I wish I could be there. Hey, not so fast. The best part is I got my big brother back. You like to fish? Never been. I'm taking a few days in the Sierras. Best place to unwind. Why don't you come along? Jeannie, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship. Oh my God, you guys, that was crazy! I loved that story. What did you guys think? Hit that like button down below if you enjoyed all parts 1 through 5 of Alice, Is That You? From the Yarn app. Please subscribe and stay fantabulous. As always, I will stay fantabulous for you guys. Bye! Thank you guys so much for watching! Oh my God, that was a crazy ending. Stay fantabulous, and as always, I will stay fantabulous for you guys. Bye.